We are members of We Dream in Black. We Dream in Black is an arm of the National Domestic Workers Alliance Philadelphia chapter. Our domestic worker movement stands on the shoulders of giants. One of those giants was Dorothy Bolden.
Dorothy Bolden nació el 13 de octubre de 1924 en Atlanta, Georgia. Ella comenzó en el trabajo del hogar cuando tenía apenas 9 años de edad. Por un tiempo le pagaron solo $7 por 40 horas de trabajo.
Dorothy was courageous from the start. In late 1940s, she refused the request from her white employer to stay late and wash the dishes. Her boss responded by calling the police, and she was taken to the county jail for psychiatric evaluation.
As a domestic worker, we are faced with many trials where we have to really stand up and put our point across. We really have to stand up and say no. We really have to stand up and say, I'm not doing it. There was a time I was falsely accused of something that I knew nothing about. The cops was calling, and I demanded an apology there and then because they knew that I wasn't part of what they were talking about. And I didn't get it immediately. I said I quit. I walked out and I said, do the job yourself. I left. Sometime later, I got a phone call where they apologized verbally, and I said, no, I'm not coming back to work unless I get a written apology. It was given to me. Went back out to work.
Dorothy Bolden fought alongside civil rights icons like Martin Luther King and John Lewis, who set her for. When she saw something that wasn't right or just or fair, she would say something. I needed to be part of a group that recognized me as a domestic worker. I needed to be part of a group that understand what I face in the workplace and can support me and who I can also support. In order to do that, I became a member of the National Domestic Workers Alliance Philadelphia chapter, and now I'm a member of We Dream in Black. These two organizations has helped me to organize myself as a domestic worker and also to use my voice to help organize domestic workers to fight for better wages, better workplace conditions, and all the things that affect us as domestic workers.
In 1968, Dorothy Bolden helped start the National Domestic Workers Union of America to improve wages and working conditions of domestic workers in Atlanta and across the country. At its height, the National Domestic Workers Union had more than 10,000 members.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Stinson, and I am a member of We Dream in Black, and we are closely working with National Domestic Workers Alliance, the Philadelphia chapter, to get Dorothy Bolden Day passed. It would mean the world to me if we could get this day passed because I am a nanny, I am a domestic worker, and I am the glue that holds a household together. Dorothy Bolden paved the way so that other domestic workers are paid fairly, treated with respect, and not being overworked.
Dorothy did much of her organizing on Atlanta's city buses. She rode every single bus line and spoke to hundreds of domestic workers. She turned the bus rides into organizing committees, meetings where workers could share grievances, support each other, and get organized.
So we follow in Dorothy Bolden's footsteps when we are going to find domestic workers. So one of the most successful things is we go to the nanny parks. So a lot of our nannies will care for their children and then take them to go out to the playground. And so when they go, we're there. We're there telling them about what's going on within the alliance. We use that as a place to recruit folks and just let folks know what their rights are. Also, our members that are nannies are there and they are talking to their coworkers. They're talking to the other nannies that they see with their children and letting them know what's going on. Another great piece of it too is when our caregivers are leaving their shift or when our cleaners are leaving their shift and it's switching over to the next staff member, what they do is they're like, hey, I just want you to know really quickly what the Domestic Workers Alliance is. And so then they are switching information and that's how we're getting people as well. Lastly, due to COVID and us not being able to move as freely, by any means necessary, which I feel like is exactly the type of organizing model that Dorothy Bolden had. And we are very grateful to stand on her shoulders and do the work that we do.
Through the union, Dorothy registered thousands of Black women to vote. She required that all members of the union register to vote. She also started job placement and training programs that taught domestic workers how to negotiate for vacation time and higher wages.
The Domestic Workers Union pushed for national and local legislation. Dorothy was appointed to a presidential advisory committee on welfare and social services, where she won workers' compensation and social security rights for all domestic workers.
Congratulations.
All we are asking is to put some respect on our names and the work that we do. We deserve dignity, respect, and appreciation. And just as Dorothy Bolden stood up, we are also standing up for change.
Will you join me in the fight to make October 13th Dorothy Bolden Day? Let's join together to be each other's advocate for all domestic workers. Every person knows one domestic worker. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for the domestic worker that takes care of your children, that comes and cleans your yard and takes care of you or to your elderly family, who comes to cook and clean so that you are able to go do your job as a doctor and a lawyer or an accountant. Please join me by signing this petition so that we can give respect and honor a woman that has paved the way for all of us. Thank you so much.
We demand October 13 to be Dorothy Bolden Day. We deserve to be recognized.
I demand that October 13 be Dorothy Bolden Day. My mom is a domestic worker who has been working for families across Philadelphia, and I believe we should recognize the hard work that domestic workers put in, and they play a big important part of our lives. Vote yes.
Dorothy Bolden es una persona digna de admiración y se merece este día y se merece muchas cosas más en su honor. No lo pudo tener, pero ella merece este día. Mi parecido con Dorothy Bolden es que soy trabajadora doméstica. Me dedico a limpiar casas y soy una mujer de color, como todos pueden ver. He sido discriminada, he sido maltratada, he sido mal pagada. Mis beneficios han sido atropellados. También he sido amenazada con inmigración. Eso y muchas otras cosas más por ser una mujer de color y trabajadora doméstica. Por eso estamos pidiendo ahora que el día 13 de octubre sea un día en honor a Dorothy Bolden, porque honor a quien honor merece. Ella luchó mucho por nosotros, por hacer nuevas leyes, y nosotros también podemos retribuirle un poquito de lo mucho que ella ha hecho por nosotros, porque ella ha hecho mucho por nosotros. Muchas gracias.